Hello everybody and welcome to Dream Team Tonic.
Are you binning him or are you keeping him?
Tricky that.
Yeah.
It depends how many tins I've had.
What, it's 12:30 on a Saturday?
Welcome everybody to episode 21 of the Dream Team Tonic podcast. First time ever, we're recording on a Sunday, so this will be going out to you Monday. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're listening to it. With me as usual, my two co-hosts, Ben.
How you
there,
doing?
Ben? All right,
Right.
mate?
Yeah, good, mate.
Good. And James, you there, mate?
I'm here. Hi, guys.
Hey, mate.
Happy days. Good to have you both with me again. It's been ages. I think it's been about 10 days since we were last chatting. A boring international break, watching crap football, watching England play San Marino. It's painful. But we're getting there now. We're nearly into the run into the next game week. And we are going to have 5 new transfers, which is always good. We're getting to business end now, last couple of months. So we're going to be spending them wisely, hopefully. Our plans might help you out in your mini leagues. Let's jump straight in with your team, James. Let's just go through if you have any plans. Are you happy with your team? What's going on there, mate?
I am not happy with my team. My strikers have been letting me down. I did a 1 week punt last week, and I got rid of Sonny, and I brought in Vardy for 1 week. Clearly, I should have brought in Iheanacho instead. I've got one transfer left to try and start tidying up this mess of a forward line. Clearly, Spurs are out of Europe now, so I think their assets are probably only Kane worth keeping.
Yeah.
Although some people might say that even that's up for debate. So I think this week I'm going to be getting. Well, I've already locked in a transfer. Unless I hear anything different in terms of injuries and stuff, then Vardy will be being replaced by Jota. And then when the new 5 transfers drop, I probably going to be getting rid of Gareth Bale and bringing Salah back for Liverpool's kind fixtures. Although the first few are arguably not that easy. We've got Real Madrid a couple of times early in April, so be interesting to see how that goes. But that's my current thinking. I do wonder if it might be worth dropping another Man City defender soon, potentially for another Chelsea guy. Although with Liverpool's fixtures, I've got a feeling where we could Trent Alexander-Arnold might be worth re-looking at, given his attacking output and possible return to form in defence. But that's one I'm going to keep an eye on, I think.
What price is Trent now?
He certainly would have dropped quite a bit. But, I will just have a quick look.
Obviously, his stats. It's like he's threatening to be getting them points that he was last year. Not quite getting them, but like you say, with the nice run of fixtures now for Liverpool. Pardon me.
So
Sorry,
Tony. Trent is 4.4 million now.
4.4.
Yeah.
I thought he'd been a little bit lower than that. It's not a bad punt, is it, on the fixtures? And we know how dangerous he is going forward. So it wouldn't take much to get going again, would it?
Yeah. I mean, Robertson's 4.1. He's certainly been in better form and been more consistent this year. But Trent would be the more explosive option potentially.
He's on more set pieces this year, though, isn't he, Robbo?
Yeah.
I think Robbo's just been... he's just suffered with, obviously, all the injuries that Liverpool have had to the back line. I don't think his form has actually dipped that much. I think he's just been playing in a shaky back line.
Yeah.
I think if they had the solidity of last season, I think Robbo would be up there with the points. I don't think that would have been a problem. Like Trent, his form has kind of dipped. So, but still decent options. Them games for Liverpool, obviously still being in Europe as well. The fixtures have swung back round from now. Jota, obviously, you just touched on Jota. Great option.
Yeah. I mean, you do wonder, Tony, if Trent being dropped from the England team might be the kick up the backside that spurs him on for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, sometimes they need that, don't they?
Yeah.
And that could be the key to unlocking him for the rest of the season. What's this with Gareth Bale? I know there's a lot gone round about him slating Spurs and saying it basically he's not interested in staying. What's that? What's going to happen with that going forward?
I saw the press. Well, I saw his comments, and I thought, blimey. He says he's going back to Real at the end of the season. It doesn't sound like he. I think he wants to just keep getting this big paycheck every month. I don't think he's that interested. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, it just seems like he's fell out Mourinho, isn't he? After that being dropped for the game at the weekend, the last game. Spat his dummy out.
But all he's interested in is going back to Real and remaining fit for the Euros. Is the impression I got, and because he's a very proud Welshman. So so I saw some comments on Twitter about Bale was using Spurs as a gym to keep fit for the Euros.
It doesn't sound good, does it?
No.
Like, I'd be sweating now. I know you've got him in your side and you're going to take out Vardy probably ahead a bit. I mean, you're probably going to take both of them out anyway when the transfers land.
Yeah, he's going because when Spurs are out of Europe, and I think and he was dropped. I just don't trust. It's not worth it with Mourinho. You don't know which Spurs are going to turn up, do you?
Yeah. I think we touched on it a couple of pods ago, didn't we, about Bale. I mean, he had a great flurry of points, but he's just never quite safe enough. And I think a hell of a lot of people went triple Spurs, and obviously it was only like a 2-game week punt anyway, so it wasn't like dangerous for anybody. But I think a hell of a lot of people did it and got nothing for it.
Well, I did quite well out of Bell, to be fair, but now I do. I think it's time to jump back off.
You got him early though, didn't you, James?
I did get in early. Yeah.
I think you managed to jump on the Bale train very early.
I got the big horse, and then as soon as you bought him, Tony, his points dropped off a cliff.
Well, yeah, a lot of people got the back end of it, the zeros,
the nil pois.
The nil pois, yeah, they were flying around. So yeah, a better sub was a Iheanacho move in my better side. Which I toyed with a Vardy, Iheanacho, and I just went with a form. But yeah, looking good, Leicester. It's a shame they went out of Europe. Yeah. It really is a shame because their assets would have been pretty mega.
Yeah, definitely.
Go on then, Ben. Let's jump onto your side, mate. What plans you got going forward? Are you happy? Unhappy? I know you've got Bale sat up there as well.
Yeah, Bale's going as soon as I get the transfers.
Yeah.
Oh, what a nightmare he's been. Got it. I went for Son before him, didn't I? Because of the consistency of being in the lineup. And then Son got injured, and got Bale in as well because there was not many options the other week.
Yeah.
And they had probably the best fixtures. So Bale is going to go probably. I've got a few options. I'm not decided yet, but it's probably going to be Salah or Jota or Aubameyang.
Oh,
yeah,
Aubameyang.
Yeah, well, he looks like he's back in favour now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
He's just not doing it on the eye test for me.
I know.
It's so frustrating.
But look at the fixtures, mate.
I know.
Look at the fixtures.
We always go play the fixtures.
So after Liverpool, they play Slavia Prague, which are a decent side. They've knocked out Leicester and Rangers, haven't they, in the last 2 rounds?
Yeah.
But you'd say Arsenal should beat them. Then you've got Sheffield United, Slavia Prague, Fulham, Everton, and then if they qualify, Europa League semi-final.
It's another 2 games.
And then Newcastle after that. And then it goes on. West Brom after that. Chelsea and then Palace and then Brighton to end the season. So
yeah,
you
can see the attraction. You can see the attraction.
Penalty king as well.
Yeah.
I'm a bit weary about that though. See, I don't know.
I know Salah's dropped to about 5.8 million, hasn't he?
Yeah, 5.8.
What's Aubameyang at now?
4.5.
Yeah, quite a difference there, isn't there?
I want your man Tony. I want Werner, but he's not in the lineup every week, is he? So, and he's not banging him in.
No, he's not. He's looking better.
Yeah,
he's looking better. He's passing the eye test. He's been a little bit unlucky. A good assist the other week. Yeah, I still continue to. I continue to stick with him.
Well, you've got to, haven't you? Because he's in your team, and there's no point taking him out for West Brom.
No, it's not. I don't think it's not worth it. I know the run up to this this month. Obviously, they've got a great set of fixtures. I were never gonna touch him.
Wait, but what would you do? Right, it's the first game on Saturday, and Werner's not in the starting lineup again. Are you binning him? Or are you keeping him?
It's tricky that.
Yeah.
It depends how many tins I've had.
What, at 12:30 on a Saturday?
Yeah, I'm about to say what time's kick-off.
Yeah, it's the early game, mate.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. That's going to be one of them that's made 10 minutes before the off, isn't it?
Surely he's got to go if he's not in the side on Saturday.
It's tricky, isn't it?
Surely, Tony.
Yeah, but then the European games after that in midweek, isn't it?
Yeah.
So then it starts to then, well, you must start midweek. And all of a sudden you're double guessing then. I mean, I know he's been playing Havertz, hasn't he, as a false 9.
Yeah.
And that's becoming more and more attractive as that goes on. But I'd like to see Mount, Havertz and Werner all in the same side. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Ziyech as well has been playing well.
Yeah, he has. So we just need Chelsea to start scoring. They're doing all right at back.
Yeah.
If they start scoring, they're becoming more attractive. He's still really cheap, isn't he? Werner at 3.5, is he? Still?
He is 3.4, yeah. If he's in the team on Saturday, I might even put him in myself.
That might be the boost he needs.
Yeah. Yeah, mate.
Have himself a couple. Yeah. It might work, that.
Well, the fixtures are fantastic for Chelsea now.
Yeah, definitely.
You would expect him to go through against Porto, wouldn't you, in the Champions League for starts?
Yeah, that's another thing to look at as well, yeah. Porto in Champions League, so you're expecting another 2 games on top of that. Yeah, I mean, I think he's still going to get minutes, even if he doesn't start games.
Yeah,
I'd like to bring him on when you got tired legs to run him behind. So yeah, I'm sticking with him. How else you tidying up in your side?
I did a stupid thing on Sunday because obviously I'm a Leicester fan, so I thought it's a 50-50. I didn't want to put Iheanacho in and jinx him. Well, Leicester's only beaten Man United once in 24 games. So I thought, I'm going to put Wan-Bissaka in here, win-win situation.
Yeah.
So I got rid of Son because I ran out of options, basically. It was either a Leicester striker or a United defender.
Yeah.
Because I won't put Martial in.
For obvious reasons.
I just thought, United's got good fixtures the next game, Brighton. And they've got, Man United's got Brighton and Granada, then Tottenham and Granada, Burnley, Leeds, up to May. So I thought, I'll just double up on United and see what happens. win-win situation. Yeah, so I'm going to leave Wan-Bissaka in this week because of the Brighton and Granada game.
Yeah.
But I do want Cancelo back, but they've got horrible fixtures, City now. Not horrible, but Leicester, Dortmund, Leeds, Dortmund, all attacking teams, aren't they?
Yeah.
Chelsea
Yeah,
in the FA Cup, then
Yeah.
Tottenham. It's very. They should beat them all, but
Yeah, clean. It's not screaming clean sheets to you, is it?
no, that's the only thing that puts me off Cancelo. But I like the Liverpool shout, mate, with James.
Mm.
But it's
Yeah.
same again. Real Madrid, Arsenal, it's tough.
It's just screaming Chelsea, isn't it? The clean sheets defensively. I think that's what it's screaming. Yeah, looking good.
What about you, mate?
Over to my side. Well, Leno. I mean, what's he done since I put him in? Gone absolutely backwards. Like I say, I was going to take him out and put Mendy in, but I did a silly thing, a little bit like you, Ben. I took out De Bruyne and put Foden in because Foden was starting. I thought they'll keep De Bruyne up bench, and then De Bruyne comes on and scores the goal.
No.
Typically, so I've then put De Bruyne back in. So that were 2 transfers gone there as well. So I didn't get the 8 points, and I lost a transfer. But yeah, it doesn't matter. It's set up. I'm happy with my side other than the keeper. So I'm looking at Leno to Mendy.
Yeah.
First thing, once the transfers hit on Friday, Leno to Mendy, and that'll triple up there. I've got Mendy, Rudiger, and Aspilicueta at back with Diaz and Cancelo. Foden, De Bruyne, Mount, Fernandes, Kane. I can't take Harry Kane out.
No.
He punishes. You sell Harry Kane, he punishes you. You can never say to people to take him out, whether in Europe or not. It doesn't matter. He's capable of scoring as many as he wants on any given day against any team. So it doesn't matter. Werner, sticking with him. I've looked at the same with the City fixtures and Cancelo's price. And I think I'll be cashing in on Cancelo and moving to a striker, which I'm thinking is Jota. I'm toying with a Salah Jota thing, but I just think Jota's value for money. I know. Salah's on penalties.
Yeah.
You can't ignore Liverpool's fixtures. I mean, in against Real Madrid, Liverpool is still a good side going forward. Mane, Jota, Salah, they can score against any team. So, yeah, Jota for me. Low ownership. It'll be interesting to see how high that ownership jumps this week. When we're next on air next week, it'll be interesting to see his ownership percentage because I think there'll be quite a lot of people jumping on him, especially the people that can't afford Salah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, Jota's 2 goals for Portugal yesterday or the day before will certainly cement that thought in people's minds, and they'll be like, right, I'm definitely doing it now.
Yeah, it keeps it fresh in the mind, doesn't it?
You see Ronaldo spitting his dummy out.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised though. That's an absolutely ridiculous decision.
I'm not playing anymore. It's not fair.
Love it. He's a proper winner, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
He just wants to win all the time. He'll be playing when he's 45 still. He'll be like that guy or in the Chinese league. I think he's 50-odd year old and still
Stanley
playing.
Matthews. He's 50-odd when he was finished playing.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I didn't know that.
Didn't you?
No.
Didn't he play for Blackpool or something until he was like you said, till he was like nearly 50 or something.
Jesus. You're right, back in day, they were all smokers and drinkers anyway, weren't they?
Yeah, I think he was like one of the first proper pros that was dead healthy and took it serious.
Yeah. Happy days. Yeah, that's my plans. Well, we're not going to do the ins outs. Obviously, not much happened over the last couple of weeks as regards to Dream Team. So we're going to have a look at the best team over the last 6 game weeks. Throw a few surprises up. Which players have scored the most points over the last 6 game weeks? Do you want to go through this, James? Do you want to have just a run through them?
Yeah, sure. So in goal you've got Henderson, which was a big surprise to me actually. I mean that crept up that one. He got 42 points in the last 6 weeks. Um, Cancelo got 54 points. Maguire got 58. Aspilicueta 63. Christensen 50. Two Chelsea boys on there. Yep.
Yeah.
Fernandez 59 points. Mahrez 58. Moira 52 points in the last 6 game weeks. Bit
Crazy.
of a surprise there. I wasn't expecting that.
No.
I knew he'd done okay, but to be matching some of the bigger hitters was a big surprise. That one passed me by.
Couple of star mans in there, I think.
Must be, yeah. I mean, he has been playing well. I don't think he's been scoring hatfuls or assisting hatfuls, but he's been ticking along, hasn't he?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Up front, we've got Harry Kane, 56 points. Iheanacho, 60 points. I think most of those came last week. And Gareth Bale on 60 points. So, yeah, there's a few things of interest in there. What do you think, guys?
Go on, Ben.
Yeah, good players. They've all been really good this month. I'm happy with Iheanacho being up there. Four games in a row scored now.
Yeah.
Best of his career. So hopefully can keep it going against his old club at the weekend.
There's two big surprises there, which is Iheanacho and Moura. Henderson, obviously, nobody were to know that he'd get a really good run in United side. So obviously it's really low owned, isn't he, Henderson? Yeah. As well as Christensen. There were doubts whether he'd keep his place, so he's still lowly owned. And we just said it, Iheanacho, he's one of them. If you've got him in your team before he starts that spurt of goals, well, you're probably it's a dead team.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have jumped on him. So there's some surprises there. Moura, played well, hasn't he? Mahrez, I still won't be telling you to put him in. He'll probably stay there till the end of the season now, won't he? But he's done well to avoid the pep roulette for however long. Cancelo, main man. Is he third? Is he for most points?
Yep.
Second. Nice. Where was he, Ben?
Third, mate. Third top goal. Third in the top point scorers.
He's only behind Harry Kane and Fernandez.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Crazy amount of points. But, yeah, I mean, he's been pretty good this year, hasn't he?
Be interesting to see if Henderson keeps his place ahead of De Gea, I think, at 3.7 million. United have looked pretty strong. He's obviously picking up some 7+ ratings to get 42 points in the last 6 weeks. I don't know. Have you guys heard anything about that? Whether he's likely to stay in ahead of De Gea?
It's tricky because he's the best keeper at the club. I say that I think he is the best keeper at the club, but so De Gea has been there for so long, and he is the number one.
Yeah.
But with the job he's done since he's come in, Henderson, really you can't drop him. It'd be very, very harsh to drop him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It'd be interesting to see how Solskjaer manages that whole situation, because I think there's been the words he said is that he's going to use both of them. But whether that's the right way to go, as a back line, you usually like it to be settled, don't you? Your centre halves, you probably want the same keeper behind you. I think United have improved since Henderson's gone in.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, definitely. They've been a lot better since Henderson's been in.
Apart from when Leicester come to town.
Yeah, apart from that, but they had 8 clean sheets in the last 12 games, so
yeah,
been really solid.
Yeah,
They've only conceded 6 goals in 12 games, and 3 of them goals were in the last match.
Yeah,
against the Mighty Foxes.
That's it. I mean, his value. What were Henderson before he came into the team? his value's all shot up to 3.7 million straight away.
Yeah.
Is he not like the second most expensive keeper now?
Well, I couldn't tell you.
He's not, is he?
He's like second or third.
Martinez is 3.4 or something like that. I thought that was quite good.
Well, it is. Well, I mean, but you consider his price against the amount of clean sheets.
Yeah, second
Yeah,
highest.
he is. He's the same price as Mendy, isn't he? I can't believe he's jumped up that quick. It's all those United fans bringing him in, I suppose.
Well,
It's expected points, isn't it? So he's not
Yeah,
expected
yeah.
anything.
I think he played in all the Europa League group games and they got a lot of clean sheets. So every time he got a clean sheet, he got a rise. So he shot up before
so
he
maybe
got
he's
this run in the
just sneaked
team.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost a shame that he's that pricey, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it puts me off a little bit because, like you say, we don't know surrounding that whole goalkeeping situation. We don't know whether he's going to be staying in the side. It wouldn't surprise anyone if the next game comes along and De Gea's back in.
Given he's the same price, exactly the same price as Mendy, I'd be going Mendy. Yeah,
Yeah,
All day long.
option.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The Chelsea defensive train shows no signs of slowing.
Yeah.
No signs whatsoever. Right. I think we'll jump off all that and let's get stuck into some listeners' questions. Got quite a few to go through. FPL told in the hole, Ian, what City assets are an absolute must to have until the end of the season and how many is too many? Go on, James.
Well, I think you've got to keep Kevin De Bruyne. He's the one for me that I would say is essential. The others,
Tony.
sorry.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, you don't want to be dropping. If you've got him, you don't want to be dropping him.
Not even for half a game because you get punished.
You've also got, but you've got to remember that Man City are likely to go far. Well, they're already gone quite a long way in all the competitions. They're likely to have more fixtures than any other team. So I think you should be having at least 3 Man City assets in your side. I mean, I'd be looking, if it was me choosing my top 3, it would be KDB, Gundogan, and Cancelo. Mahrez, if you can cope with his blanks.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need. I think keeping a whole team of Man City may not be the way forward in the next few weeks, particularly the defensive assets, because like we said earlier, they've got some tough fixtures, and they don't look like there's that many clean sheets in there to me.
Yeah. Yep. What you got to add to that, Ben? What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, totally agree with the defensive part of the City, but yeah, definitely De Bruyne. You've got to have him. He's like your top two midfielders is Bruno, De Bruyne, basically template. But if you don't have them, you lose out.
Yeah.
You've got to have him. And at the moment, I'm loving having Mahrez back in my team. After he burnt me in the beginning of the season, well, halfway through the season after his hat-trick against Burnley. But yeah, I love Cancelo, but I just can't put him in yet. I want him on my team, but I can't put him in because of the fixtures. It's not right for me yet. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I mean, we touched on the same thing. If I were to keep 3, because I think 3, James is right, but 3 is probably right. Is De Bruyne, obvious one. I'd probably keep either Gundo or Mahrez. And then if I had to, I'd keep Diaz. Just for the price difference between Diaz and Cancelo. Because you're not going to expect many clean sheets, I think taking the value out of Cancelo to put elsewhere will be more worthwhile. If you're going to hold on to a City defender, it'd be Diaz for me.
Yeah, he's the most nailed-on defender, isn't he?
Yeah, most nailed on, and the price. I think he's one of the cheaper ones, isn't he?
He was, but I think he might have gone up a bit now in the last week or 2.
He's still under 5. I know Stones is over 5.
4.5 years.
4.5. You compare that
Yeah.
to 6 million for Cancelo, $1.5 million. It's big money. Obviously, Cancelo's one of the best players at game at the minute. But yeah, City's got a tough run, haven't they? So yeah, you won't be advertising sticking around with 5 or 6 City assets from now till end of season. To be fair, although they will have the most games. I think they're on 11 at the moment. Like you say, with the possibilities of more cup games and European games to come.
And there's rearrangements still to be made as well.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Even more than.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still see it just you've got to keep them attacking assets, haven't you? De Bruyne, Gundogan, Mahrez. Foden's been frustrating. It looks like Aguero's completely out of the picture, doesn't it? So, I mean, what do you think about Sterling, Ben? Are we going to?
Did you see him the other night against San Marino? He was just like, "I'm just going to score, just going to score. I'm not passing the ball." He ended up getting a dodgy, like deflected goal, and then they took him off at half time.
Yeah, honestly.
That's the most dominant I've seen him play for City. He should play like that for City. You know, like
well, he was
try and
last season before.
Well, tonight he was just back to being crappy Sterling again.
Yeah, as soon as the opposition's improved a little bit, don't know what's going on with him. Don't know what's going on.
The mighty Albania. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
the headless chicken.
He's back. Right, yeah, that. Right, on to the next question. Connor. His team should be on the screen now.
Yep.
He's got 2.8 million Spirit Bank. What subs are you recommending he makes? Go on, Ben. You first in this, mate.
Yeah. Well, obviously, Saka looks like he's injured at the moment, doesn't he? Is that right?
Yeah. I can't quite think whether he come back last game.
Anyway, if I was going to take him out, I'd take him out and go four at the back. And if you can afford Azpilicueta, if not, then Rudiger, and then if not, Christensen. Depending on the lineups on the first match of the weekend. But you got to get Chelsea assets in there. Get Schmeichel out. He's only got one game a week. Get Mendy in there, and Giroud. That must have been a 1 week punt, I think he said.
Yeah, it was. Last week.
Get Giroud out. Salah, Jota, Aubameyang, like I was saying before. Jesus, just see if Jesus is in the lineup for the weekend. He's one I'm looking at. I'd get rid of. But if he's in the lineup, leave him in. What about you guys? What do you think?
Go on, James.
I think you've nailed it there, Ben. That's that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah, I think it's very light on Chelsea there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Scares me a little bit, that. You've got to be on this Chelsea train. Saka, he did come back and played against West Ham in that 3-3 draw. So he's not injured, but he would be the one for the chopping block for me.
He wasn't in the England squad, was he? Well, he pulled out the England squad. That's the only thing, like Rashford did.
Right. That's probably precautionary, I would guess. Saka out for one of the Chelsea defenders, Azpilicueta, Rudiger, Schmeichel for Mendy, and then Giroud for Jota. I think that'd tie that team up nicely. You'll double up on the Chelsea back line. Jota to attack Liverpool's decent fixtures. That'd be my advice. On to the next. Aman Tatler's been on again. Is there a case of getting rid of Kane after the Newcastle game this weekend, as Spurs only have their league games and a League Cup final left? That League Cup final's against City as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Go on. Who's going to take this up? Ben?
No Kane, no game, mate.
Yeah, that's the rule.
You've got to keep him in, surely. He's got 30 goal involvements this season.
Yeah.
He's the best scoring player on the game. And he's only got 4 games this month, but starts with Newcastle, and then you've got United at home, Everton away, Man City in the Cup. You could maybe half through the month, if you've got the transfers, do a little dance with him and take him out for a couple of weeks, put him back in.
Yeah.
But I personally wouldn't. I'd just keep him in because he can score against anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on, James.
Well, I think that's good advice. I wouldn't be getting rid of Kane. I mean, you've got to think, who would you bring in for him for a start?
Yeah.
If you're playing three up front, I mean, I think for me the top three up front would be Kane, Salah, and Jota. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Kane is a star man magnet for a start.
Yeah.
He hoovers up all of those. I would be keeping him in unless he has some dreadful form, which I just can't see. He's consistent. That's what you need up front. I wouldn't be looking to drop him myself unless you're massively behind in your mini league and you want to take a real gamble.
Mm.
But it could seriously backfire on you, I think.
Yeah, he's averaging 7.6 points a game, so that's like a goal a game, isn't it? So
That's massive.
you'd be happy with an 8-pointer every week, wouldn't you? If he just got 8 points each weekend.
Yeah, you can't even for the teams that have got like double games with the European fixtures. I mean, every other player usually is a rotation risk. Like, so say City have got the 2 games this week. Compare Kane to Jesus.
Yeah.
Who's gonna, like Kane's got 1 game, Jesus in 2 games. One, Jesus might not even play both in games, and when
Yeah.
he does, is he going to outscore Harry Kane? It's very, very unlikely. I think even with the obviously Spurs lacking a few fixtures, no, you can never advise to take Kane out. I think we'd have to close the pod down if we were telling people to take Harry Kane out of the team. So yeah, there we go. That's the answer to that one, I think.
Hey, Tottenham's got a bit of a hoodoo over City as well, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, would it surprise you if Harry Kane scores a couple against City? No, he'll score against anybody. He's that good. He's that good. Yeah. I don't think we have to fiddle around with Kane. Like you say, as a punt, I'd be taking punts with other players, taking them out. Right, on to the next question. Fergie's Apprentice. How do you pull a 41 lead back from your mini league rival who's above you? There's a lot to that because obviously it depends on who you've got, who they've got. But do you want to take this one on, Ben?
I'll let James take this one.
Okay. Well, it's all about the differentials, isn't it? The players that are different to your mini league rival. At this stage, 41 points in the Dream Team format certainly isn't a big amount of points. So you need to be looking at their team, and you need to make sure that you have some different players to their team. Just make sure that you're following the fixtures. I mean, I like to do it, but if I'm neck and neck with someone at the top of the league, I look at their team. You're likely to have a number of similar players. I like to pick out the weakest players in their lineup and make sure that I've got better options in my team that are better than their cheap options, if you know what I mean. Those players that they'll get you those little extra points every week to close that gap. If the gap's bigger, you can take bigger chances. But 41 points at this stage is not a massive gap. I wouldn't be going too rash with differentials. Just make sure you've got your teams are different, and the ones that are different to your mini league rival is going to propel you or eat away at that 41 point gap, I would say.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is obviously if the guy above you sat there with De Bruyne or Kane, and you haven't got one of them in, you need to get them in. Cover their big hitters.
Yeah.
First,
Yeah.
you need to have the big hitters in. Cover them, and then like James says, hits the nail on the head. Is your differential players just have slightly better ones. Do you know what I mean? If they've got a Saka, you get a Mason Mount in. You know what I mean? There you go. That's my weekly plug. Mason Mount. Get him in your team.
After he's just
Every
scored. Scored for
What is it
England.
with the Mount every week?
No, but yeah, that kind of thing. It's sound advice from James that you just need to ensure that you've got them couple of players that are just pulling them extra 2 or 3 points out each week.
Yep.
Cover the big hitters, and you should make that. You should be able to make that deficit up.
Yeah.
41 points. It's not too big, is it?
I'm actually in the same position in my main mini league at the moment. I've won it 3 years on the trot, so I'm
bet they hate
losing
you,
at
Ben,
the
don't they?
moment. You what, mate?
I bet they hate you, don't they?
Yeah.
You're not kicking him out.
I'm losing at the moment by 45 points. I'm behind second. I'm second at the moment, and the leader Wayne Herbert, who's in our mini league in the G Team Tonic mini league, he's winning by 45 points. So I'm in the same position at the moment. And
So we're going to have to stop looking at your team, aren't we, mate? We have to stop asking you your opinions. Because Wayne's listening, he's just covering all your moves, mate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So basically, you've got to do exactly what you just said, James. You've got to go differential. Make sure you got the big hitters, like you said, Tony.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got to go different.
Yeah, and hope it pays off.
Yep.
Right, on to the next question. It's coming from main man number 1, Andrew Ferguson. Good question. Can holding transfers back to get a head start for the following month be more effective than using them all earlier in the month? It's a great shout, this. James, do you want to go with that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that can work, and I've been doing that a lot this season, mainly because I've been happy with my team. If it's not broke, don't fix it, as they say. It's nice to have those extra transfers, particularly when everyone else is burnt through all of theirs. You've got the advantage of if there's an injured player, you can get rid of them straight away instead of being stuck with them for a couple of weeks. That being said, if you've got problems in your team, you should be fixing them.
Yeah.
But I mean, and that might sound obvious, but yeah, don't hold back transfers for the sake of it. If you've got a player that's injured or one that's clearly underperforming, then don't hold on to that transfer in that scenario. But yeah, I like to always keep one or two back if I can. For those, and then of course, if you don't need them that month, then you can get yourself a nice little head start for the following month. So yeah, that's a valid tactic for sure.
Yeah, it's like having a little mini card. How do you say it? Wild card at the start of the next month, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got 5 if you can hold 5 transfers back, and then you've got 5 transfers for the next month. It's like 10 players you can change. Obviously, if you're struggling, you will need to change 10 players. But if you're up the top, like Fergie is, he won't need to change 10 players, will he?
Well, no, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it's definitely advantageous if you can keep all them transfers. Obviously, I think the last 2 months in one of my teams, I've been nice and happy with it, and I've got to the end of the month when you're having 3 transfers left. And like last week, the week before the international break, you can have a bit of a punt.
Yeah.
And you can just throw them transfers in and just try and get a bit of a head start. Like Iheanacho, putting him in. I'd have never have done that on a normal month. But for that 1 week punt with the transfers left, it got me 20 points out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you're happy with your side, you find yourself being able to hold them transfers back a little longer, and it can give you a really good kickstart into the next month, especially when fixtures turn month to month.
Yeah. I was just about to say, like this week, Arsenal's fixtures is Liverpool, Slavia Prague. The picture changes next week.
Yeah.
You've got Sheffield United, Slavia Prague, Fulham, Everton, Newcastle, West Brom. It's like you think, oh, get on that, don't you? So
that's it.
At the moment, you think, oh, no, I'm not putting Aubameyang for Liverpool, but it changes next week. So you can jump ahead of people by keeping transfers back.
Yeah, definitely. It can be just as effective, if not more, sometimes. Yeah, good question, that. Right, we've got a first. We've got a question from Steve Cheek, one of our writers, our bloggers, and he's asked a Sky Fantasy Football question. So we're going to pass this over to James. Do you move to Chelsea on the West Brom game, as you see team sheets, or is rotation still a big danger?
Well, so, Tony, I would say cheek by name, cheek by nature. This is a Dream Team podcast, not a Sky podcast. I'll pass that one to Ben.
Go on then, Ben. You're the resident Sky Fantasy Football guy. Go on, get his question answered. Well, you're sitting nicely in that league, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in the top 100.
Happy days.
Yeah, I was doing a lot better, but I didn't jump on the Lingard train last week.
Yeah.
Saved me transfers.
Yeah.
Could have got me up in the top 40 or something if I did that, but never mind. There's always more chances next week.
That's it.
Yeah, so do you move to Chelsea on the West Brom game as you see the team sheet? Yeah, definitely. You see the team sheet, so yeah, I'd be jumping straight on the. I'm going to be jumping on the Chelsea train. I haven't got a Chelsea defender in Sky, and I'll be taking out one of my. I think I've got Dunk, who I had in for captaincy.
Yeah.
So I'll be taking him out, and I'll probably be putting in Azpilicueta or Christiansen.
Nice safe option.
Yeah, and how many transfers going into the last 2 game weeks would I hold back? Well, ideally, try and use one transfer a week because you only got 40 transfers up for the whole season. So I'd say two transfers for the week, the last 2 weeks, 3 if you can. What do you think, Tone?
I agree. I'm going to be jumping straight into Chelsea defence. I think you've already got one in. You've got Rudiger. I'm going to double that up. Transfers into the last 2 game weeks. I mean, 2, 3 is a decent amount, I guess. You want at least a couple.
Yeah.
That'd be ideal. But yeah, there you go, Steve. You've had your question answered. The cheek of it. There'll be a lot of them little puns, won't they, going around? Anyway, let's jump away from Sky and let's jump to the Dream Team Tonic Mini League Top 10. We are going to get ourselves a little bit of music going on for this. It might be next season before I get a bit of a jingle for this one, but here we go. In 10th, we've got Wiggy's Wanderers, Sam Winall. In 9th, German Shepherd, Gary Fisher. In 8th, Dodgy Sisters Athletic, James Fricker.
Yes, come on.
Get in. In 7th, we've got Scott Harris with Dream Team Professor. 6th, Peter Brown, Hodor FC. 4th, Wayne Herbert. Is that your man?
Yeah, he's the man who's beating me in the mini league at the minute.
Ooh, the villains.
The villains.
Yeah. There you go. Joint 4th, with Mick Byram and the Trent Enders. In 3rd, very own Ben's DT Tonic 11, Ben Lee.
Come on! Get in there!
We've got instruments and all sorts this week. In 2nd, the Smoking Guns and Lee Allett. And still there at the top, number 1, Andrew Ferguson with Fergie Time. 54 points in the lead. Have we got his postcode? Just so we know on the postage costs.
International Post.
International Post. There's your top 10. It's going good.
You're in Wales, aren't you, James?
How dare you? We might be close to the border, but
well, you can take it over for us.
Well, you never know. When we come out of lockdown soon, we could have the next fantasy football meetup. Andrew came to the last one in Bristol. Wouldn't it be great if I could present it to him at the next Bristol one, and maybe you guys can come down as well? So
yeah, defo.
That would be fantastic.
Have a big presentation.
Yeah,
that'd be good. Be a good crack, that. I'm sure something will be sorted, won't it? As soon as all this crap's out the way. from one league to the other. Let's go to the differential league, which is closed up again this week. Selections for last week, or the week before, whichever way you want to look at it. Rafinha for me, got me 8 points. Ben, you had Ziyech, got you 5 points. The community we had the biggest haul this week with Patrick Bamford, 14 points. Great choice, James.
Thank you.
You and the community did a
I
decent
also
job.
picked Iheanacho as one of the other choices I might like to add.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could have been even higher, but the community, after a slow start to the season, and now closing that gap a little bit. Hopefully it'll be a close run thing to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Hey, what happened with Chelsea's lineup on Sunday, the last game? They announced the team, and then 9 changes or something.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, shocking. Absolutely shocking that was. I'd gone through me because I had quite a few transfers held back.
Yeah.
They were putting up Havertz in and whatever. And then luckily you messaged and said, "Oh, have you seen what's happened?" So I had to go back through reverse transfer. What a drama.
James, you can't reverse transfers on the Telegraph, can you?
No, you can't. And I know that Andrew Ferguson made some transfers on the Telegraph, and it was too late. I looked at the team. I went out, did some gardening. I came back after the deadline, saw your messages on the WhatsApp group, and I couldn't believe it. So the person that runs the Chelsea Twitter account had put out completely the wrong team, and they didn't change it. It was 15 minutes before they corrected it. I mean, there'll be a lot of people looking, right, that's the team, here's my transfers, right, I'll do something else for an hour. I imagine there's quite a few people that were burnt by that.
Yeah. It's not good, is it?
Ridiculous.
Not great. Don't we know we play fantasy football?
So the differential league as it stands is Ben at the top with 126 points.
Get it!
Very, very close in second, Tony, 124 points. And the community not far behind now, 110 points.
Yeah,
so
14
close
points.
Into the season, I think. Cool. Close into the season. That's a wrap, really. We'll, if you've not been over to the website and you've not seen the posts regarding our plan for next year, obviously we're going to be doing quite a lot of competitions. We're going to have cash mini leagues in all the formats, FPL, Sun Dream Team, Sky Fantasy Football. And we're also going to run a team in the Sun Dream Team and FPL. We're going to run a community team. I've got a lot of work that will have to go on in the summer as regards to like a voted system as to how we do it and stuff. But it's definitely going to be happening. So you get over to the website, drop your email in the box, and you'll be notified of progress on that and other things. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you've not been over and checked the blogs on the website, we've got James and Ben, co-hosts of this, who do their Dream Team blogs every week. Spot on, great advice. Follow their teams. We've got Reem and Louis, who do the FPL blogs, and we've got a new lad, Max, who's also joined the FPL team. Some great stuff, some bloody good writers we've got, to be fair. Put a lot of effort in. We've got Reese and Lee, the Sky Fantasy Football team with their blogs, and we've got New Boy. We've gone all international. We've got Steve Cheek, the cheek of him, asking his questions. We've got him writing for us as well. And we do have Mike there, Lonely Mike, doing his fan team blog. Great stuff. If you've not joined fan team yet, get yourself over there. It's very similar to FPL, but for cash.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, guys?
Yeah, we're going to be doing the Euro fan team this season, aren't we, as well, for the Euro 2021?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. We'll touch on that in the next few weeks. We'll get something together for that. And we'll get some info across to you guys. Oh, and I've been making a lot of cartoons recently. So if you do fancy sell a new Twitter profile picture, head to Tony's Toons. That's on the site. Very cheap, $4.99. Happy days. And we will see you next week when the proper football's back.
Yeah.
Next Monday.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a bore fest on it this international week. So, all good. So it's goodbye from me. Goodbye from Ben and James. See you later, chaps.
See you later.
Goodbye. See you next week.